Hello. All right, it's Wednesday, my dudes. Okay. So, we're doing another theme day today. The last couple theme days have gone really well. I've been having more fun when things are a little bit more focused. I've been digging it. Let me turn the sidechain back on. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Music can get fucked whenever I talk. All right. Cosmic Comic says shower done. You showered before I could even get off of the card. Amazing. You're right on time. I just got my microphone. All right. So, today's theme is shop music. I started a thread. I'm doing threads now. And it looks like we got quite a few suggestions here. Mars suggested both the Beetle Shop theme and the Mellow Mart theme. I'm probably gonna... People were saying yesterday, please nobody suggest the Mellow Mart theme. I actually didn't know Beetle was a character beyond Wind Waker. There's so many furries hitting me up right now. Sorry about Mellow Mart. I don't know if I want to do the Wind Waker shop theme because I remember that game. I like that song. But, I'm also really curious about the Mellow Mart theme. I might pull it up as a bonus, but I will have to cut out like right at 5 p.m. today because I got a band to jam with, and that's at 6. So I want to make sure I get some time to eat and whatnot. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. There's someone else in the city who has my same last name, and we are not related. And we both do music around the city. And from what I've heard, we both do very adjacent styles of music. So, I'm gonna be hanging out with my not cousin. We've hung out a couple times. Weird. Yeah, it's especially weird. I guess, like, anyone who is a boss outside of the Netherlands, like, they came to Wisconsin first, apparently. I don't want to reveal too much. I mean, I've already doxed myself. But, but, like, apparently there's some small town up northwest of here that is around, like, a factory. Okay, one second. And apparently their family, like, basically founded that town. And then there was a bunch of, like, Knives Out kind of... There was a bunch of, like, drama, basically. Bunch of crazy family drama, and a lot of them, like, moved to other cities. And, Wild. I give this context because my family just kind of moved here 2 generations ago after their hometown had flooded. So like, and apparently genealogically, we have no fucking common ancestors. There are 2 possible etymologies for the last name Boss. One of them is the word that ended up becoming the word boss in English, and the other one comes from the French word for short, which was adopted into the Dutch verse, right? And I guess his family is one, and I'm the other. We're the short bosses. Fuck. Alright, I'm fucking around my camera. I think I'm done fucking around my camera. Alright. Fun. Yeah, it's fun being short. Also, there's 2 bands I'm gonna be jamming with. I found this out last night. There's someone else who, in town who is a drummer who wants to jam with my friend Red and I. Red being the other guy in No Solicitors and in Weed Joke and in Light Pollution and in like half of the Green Blues. We've been trying to put a band together like forever. It skips that part. God. I love not being able to reach things. It's great. It's fantastic. Marco! I know you. Welcome. Alright. They're one of the furries who was hitting me up. I just mentioned. Hello! Oh, you got your own emotes? Hot damn. Yes, hell yeah. All right, I've been live for 24 minutes now. I got down here like 10 minutes before 2, so I just threw up the card and have been finishing my setup here. But it's finished. So let's get on this. Speak of the fucking devil. Hang on. Is it gonna change which one it's on? Yeah, there I am. Okay, cool. For some reason, my camera keeps switching which input it's coming through. I don't know what's up with that, but yeah. So, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got today in the suggestions? There's like a few Zelda ones. There's like 3 Zelda ones that were suggested. There's a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon one, a Binding of Isaac one. There's Nintendogs, the Resident Evil Merchant song, Malomart, Waddle Dee's Weapon Shop from Kirby, and a Wario Land one. There's no way I can get through all of these because I'm gonna have to do a short stream. Maybe next Monday I'll do like a catch-up stream just to get through the rest of these. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see what we can prioritize. And let's do the Resident Evil 4 one. I think we should start with that one. Ketchup. Yeah. I need to fix this instrumental playlist because there's too many things that still have backing vocals on them. All right. Let's load up the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon one. Let's not get ad blasted. We're gonna load up the Binding of Isaac one. That's what I'm thinking. I gotta do Beatles theme. I love Beatles theme. Let's do the Wario Land one. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's 5. All right. Yeah. I've warmed up enough. Okay, enough of that. So, again, it's Wednesday, my dudes. We're doing this. It's time for some video game music analysis. Pulled all these suggestions from my Discord chat. You can type !VGM if you want to suggest anything else. There's a thread for today's stuff, and there's some outliers. And I may do I think what I might do in the future is do like theme days for like a certain period of time, and then do like a rando misc like catch-up day or whatever, and then go back through like different theme series, you know? That's what I'm thinking. But I think Monday I'll do the catch-up stream, and I probably won't be streaming much next week after Monday, because I gotta catch up on some things. And I'm working on the big switchover, the big rebrand in May. Get excited for that. But yeah, right now I'm still gonna carry on doing this. I have no plans to stop doing this for the immediate foreseeable future. This is really fun. So I'll still be at this. There may come a time after the rebrand where I'm only streaming the music analysis on YouTube and then doing other stuff on Twitch. But just a heads up about that. But that's going to be months out. That's a ways. So we're going to start this off with the Resident Evil 4 one. So first shop theme of the day. Spoonie suggested Serenity from the Resident Evil 4 soundtrack. This looks like the original. It was uploaded 12 years ago, so okay, yeah, this is the original, not the remake. So, the way this works, I listen through the whole thing once through just to give vibes, and then we'll go back through, play piano and stuff, and try to figure out what's going on. There's some keys locked here. Give me 1 second. B. There we go. Okay. You'll find me on YouTube as well then? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm streaming to YouTube right now. Anybody there? Zoracat? Glad I could catch this stream? Hell yeah. Glad to be your Skyrim background noise. Okay. All right, we're in it. No more fucking around. Let me redo that intro so I don't have to edit. First chop theme of the day is going to be Serenity from Resident Evil 4, the original. This was suggested by Spoonie in the chat. And I'm going to listen once through, all the way to give vibes, then again to analyze. Let's go. gonna guess this is mostly ambience. It's very peaceful ambience. Not as foreboding as the last Resident Evil thing we listened to. There are chords happening here, though. It's not like a... It is doing, like, melodies, and it is doing chord motion and, you know, tension resolution a little bit, but it's... It's just... It's not committing to the resolution, it sounds like. It's just trying to float in, like, a tonal space, you know? Yeah, this is very calming. Oh, I love that. I love the little way that everything kind of dies out as it fades. Is that it? Is that the whole thing? There's just like 30 seconds of ambience? I guess so. I guess that's it. It just fades. So this is very nice. This is the kind of thing that like would be like a pad synth or like a backing thing in like a big pop song or something. Like it just has this sort of stripped back feel to it. I could hear this with like a big pumping sidechain kind of thing, you know? It sounds like, let me turn my piano up. There we go. Sounds like we start in G minor. You can kind of hear that low bass G droning. And it sounds like the bass has like a very wrong. It sounds like the bass has a very long release time, and it's kind of like meshing with other notes if it is moving. Yeah, because I can also hear it hitting a D there. There's this little thing that happens in the background there. I think it's the bass voice. It does this like little, almost like it sounds almost like sample choppy, like pitch shifted kind of. That little thing, that's cool. F sharp. Yeah, that's a G minor 7 plus a 9. That's just there for like a second. But it also sounds like, it sounds like that's actually the chord that everything's playing. Yeah, that's it. I like that. Because you can hear that 7 really prominently, like being held out in one of the higher voices. What does that bass move to? Is it doing something like that? I'm hearing more of that. It does that a few times in the background. Yeah, and then it goes to... So we go from this 1, and it sounds like it goes down to the 5 and back to the 1 occasionally, sort of sneakily, while it's doing these... And then sometimes it goes down, there's a part here where it goes down to the 6. Right? You can hear the bass swelling up on that E flat. And there's some interesting chords, like just fluttering. It sounds like it's less like a single thing playing chords and more like separate voices that are fluttering around different notes. Yeah, I definitely hear this thing going on. Which is a very strange chord. You can read that on the readout there, but it's like a plus 11 for, or add 11. Plus is a different chord. Yeah, major 7 11, major 7 sharp 11. We hear it go back to G. Why? This time without the weird with it. That's just a G minor there, I think. And it sounds very prominently like just the 3rd, right? Is in that higher voice over the droning low part in that point. So about halfway through the song, we get to something that actually is like a very clean resolution, right? But it's not in like a context that makes it feel like it's come home to there. It just sort of feels like we've ended up there. We hear this extra 5th being added on top. Okay, what was that after it did the... getting like a minor chord built out of, I think it goes to the 6 again there. Or technically, you know, because it lands on the 2nd. There's a lot of really simple and pretty chords going on here. There's a little, it almost sounds like a voice. As you hear on the, like, other synth voice. That sounds like it should be on 6 by now. Maybe it's on 1. Yeah, so we're on 1 and we get this. When you play all of this in one voice, you can hear like just the actual like depth of the chords, you know? Obviously, this is the best kind of composition to write for this kind of ambience, you know? Just pretty chords that share a lot of like intervals with other chords, and then occasional popping in like some interesting leading tone intervals far above the like bass voice that's droning. And when I hear a few more like this 5th on B flat. And I don't know, I keep expecting it to go to the 6 again. I don't know if it is. Yeah, there we go. You can hear those voices happening. I've said this before, but doing like sus2s with the like 4 in the bass. It sounds like we get a little short bit of the 7 there. Yeah, and then it steps back into the 3rd of that G as it goes back to the 1. Yeah. It lands on a 7. I hear a little bit of fluttering like that, right where it starts to fade out. I hear a little bit of that. And it's very pretty. And it fades out from there. This is very chill. This is very peaceful. Much more peaceful than the last Resident Evil song we listened to, too. It's like... And what I said about the last Resident Evil thing was, like, it felt like a reprieve from the action that still had a little bit of the looming tension, you know? This feels like... I mean, you could make an extended version of this and use it as, like, meditation music, you know? Like, this is just chill. Does not seem like a horror game kind of track at all. But, like, it's ambient, but without the context of Resident Evil, it definitely, it doesn't sound imposing at all. It just sounds very calming. I think a little bit of creepiness, sort of, can sneak in if you know, have those long, drawn-out note tails that sort of fade over each other, because it blurs some of the transitions, and it also makes some of the transitions not really hit as hard, because they have to swell up through the tails of the other chords, rather than just, you know, it being like a... rather than the chords just, like, hitting, you know, like... You know, like, you could, if you play it like that, if you play it where all of the notes are separate from each other, that doesn't sound, like, that just sounds like a very peaceful kind of chord motion. But there is a little bit of, like, dreaminess and a little bit of added tension, because those intervals have to fade through each other. And it is very welcoming, I would say. I like this. I would give this a 4 out of 5. We're starting in 4 territory today. That's Resident Evil 4 Serenity. Thank you, Spoonie, for that suggestion. Ah, that was a good warm-up one. That's a good easy one. Resident Evil 4 out of 5. I don't know anything about Resident Evil 5. I know about Resident Evil 4, and 6, 7, and 8. I have not heard many people talk about 5. You don't need to? Okay. Yeah, I've heard of, you know, 1 and 2, 4, and then 6, 7, and 8. Those are the ones I still hear people talking about. Okay. 248. Considering I actually started at like 220, it's a good time. Say it didn't age well. When it came out, people were like, Capcom. Oh, God. It always sucks when games have like just numbered entries in a series, and some of the numbers just suck. So, like, if you want to play through, like, I'm going to play through all of these games, you just can't. Like, people will tell you, like, don't play this one and this one, it doesn't matter. Like, Halo is like that. Nobody likes Halo 4. Nobody wants to play Halo 4. Nobody wants to acknowledge Halo 4. I think Halo 4 would be a good game if it wasn't a Halo game. But, you know, I resonate with that kind of shit. At the time, Capcom wasn't called CapGod. Who calls them that? I worship nobody. Okay. What else do we got here? There's a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon one. There's a Binding of Isaac one. There's Beetle Shop. I kind of want to do Beetle Shop. I want to do that. I want to do the Beetle Shop theme. That one is also very, that one's nostalgic to me. I loved Wind Waker. Wind Waker is probably my favorite Zelda game. Let's get into it. So Mars in the chat suggested Beatles shop theme. from The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. This is my favorite Zelda game. I have probably heard this song a zillion times, probably left it on loop a zillion times while I left to do other things. And I'm gonna refresh my nostalgia here right quick. So we're gonna listen once through the whole thing for vibes, and then again for analysis. Let's go. Okay. Very islandy. Got some extra like world percussion. That's that fish thing. That. Yeah, and then most of our melody here is just, sounds like a xylophone, sounds like a very, dull xylophone. This whole chord progression here, this whole sequence sounds like very like island vacation-y, you know? Yeah, now there's just this like xylophone loop that's kind of spelling out the chords and stuff. We had those fish things in music class when I was in elementary school. Yeah, that's how I know. All right. Okay, yeah, this one's short and fun. The percussion is very fun. It's just literally, like, speaking of, Marco Mouse said we had those fish things in music class when I was in elementary school. Like, I remember a day in elementary school where they just brought out all of these, like, extra percussion instruments. And there was the fish thing, there were some shakers, there were, like, castanets, there were, like, a tambourine, and there was a cowbell. And it sounds like roughly half of those are in this track. It sounds like somebody walked into a elementary school music room and was just like, give me all those instruments from week 8. Like, all right. What key are we in? Sounds like G. Again. G major this time. Yeah, we get this little... It's a little bit of a 1-5, and it just kind of walks down a 5th chord on the octave that we it just walks down a 5th chord down to a lower octave of that. Kind of just implying that this is just in... This is in G. Yeah, and that's how we start this off. Ah, we're not in G. We're actually using that as a 5 into our 1 of C. The next section starts on a C. So we got that kind of thing going. Okay, what is the chord motion? I feel like it's very simple. Oh, what's that little... Ah, okay, so... The bass voice is doing that. on 1 first, and then up to 2, and then continues, it stays on 2 when it starts the next half of that phrase, and then moves back down to 1. Wow. Right? So, very simple chord motion. Literally 1, 2. Easy as 1, 2. And at the end, it goes to, it does a little stab on the 5. Sounds like a waltz. Is it in 3? It's very, I don't know if it's as much a waltz. It's more like a tango, you know? Typically waltz, in a musical sense, refers to like 3/4, like 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. This sounds like it's in 4/4, but it like. But that rhythm that the bass is doing, regardless of the chords, is totally like. Oh god, like the fucking da 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 da, you know? It's totally doing that. So it's pulling from a few worldly influences here, you know? Oh, that's interesting. So it's actually, when this moves up, I got that wrong. It's not moving the rest of the roots up. Or it's not moving the fifths up with it. It's actually only changing the one it starts on. And what that's actually doing, okay. What that's doing is making it so the chords are actually not moving to 1 to 2. They're moving to 1 to 5. And then it's doing that. So sneaky, a little bit of a sneaky sneaky bass motion there. And it's cool how you can change. That's an interesting thing that you can do. You can change between 1 and 5 when you're doing this pattern by moving one note one step. The difference between that and, because now the fifth is down here, when before it was up here, right? In general, when it comes to keys, not keys, but these are keys. In general, when it comes to notes and roots, the note that has a fifth above it, more than anything else, is definitely the root. You can consider that the root, all things considered. So if we move this to a 4, this is no longer a fifth. However, moving this octave below, making it the same note, just an octave below, makes this a fifth. So now, just from moving that one note, that's a 1/5. So already got some cool tricks happening here, you know? A very simple way to do that. And then it actually goes down and does a little 5 stab at the end there. All right, what's the melody? I think it hits that little... I think it hits that. I heard that in like the lower voice too. Okay, so it's actually going down there more, I think. Okay, I gotta figure out the lower melody too. Does it do that little step down there? It doesn't. There it does. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, that's cool. And it sounds like we're using all of these intervals. Like these 4 chromatic intervals in a row. That's cool. What? Okay, wait, hang on, what? Yeah, okay, that's what it's doing. Wow. Okay, yeah, okay. One day I'll play this. I just want to get a clip of me playing it for the goddamn video. I really like that it does that. Throws in that little... What is that, a 6? Minor 6? Yeah. It's that. And then it stays on this inverted 5 here. Or well, not inverted 5 actually. Yeah, and then... Yeah, okay, that's a cool little resolution. So what's interesting about this... What's interesting about this little passage here, right, is it starts high. It starts up there and lands on a... And so we stay in this 5 now. And then we move it lower. We move it down a step. Though in the bass we've moved up 1 step. We move the melody down 1 step. And then this little section here is actually a half step down. No, it's actually a full step down too. Yeah, and both of those let me do that again, cleaner. Those both work harmonically. When it's on the 1, it's just a... Where's this saying E? Okay. This is just a C. This is just a C major. And then when it's on the 5, it's like a 5-7 chord, right? So it definitely helps the sense of resolution if in the first one, when we move up to 5, we have this. This is a dominant 7 chord, by the way. It's the 5 chord of all 5 chords. Is that considered an accidental? Those are considered accidentals, yes. When it does the little, like, uses this little minor 6th here. Or what would this be? Yeah, that's minor 6 and... I don't think it uses that one. But we're in C, right? So anything that is a black key is a borrowed note, or an accidental, basically. And up here, this one up here was the, this is the 7, and it jumps between the major 7 and minor 7. Yeah. And then we get that. That's just a G. I wish I could play that tango bass line with everything else, but that's gonna mess me up. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. You were teaching me a lot. Hell yeah. I'm glad this is an educational stream. I'm glad you're learning something, because then when people claim my videos on YouTube, I can say, listen, it's educational, it has value. All right, so it goes through this section once again. What's the B section? Oh, we get this, hang on, at this tail here. We get that same kind of stab, but on 1 instead. So it signals to you like, all right, this section, resolved, done. Next section, what's our B section? Oh, that actually is a... I think that's just doing the same... It's doing the same, like... Or wait. it's doing that. So it does a little 1/5 back and forth. So this whole first section is just 1/5 in the bass with a couple like little flavorful accidental notes. That's cool. All right, what's our B section? So we've moved up to 4. And I think we do 4/1. Yeah. And then 5. And then 1. Oh! Here it hits that one note that makes it a dominant 7. Now because this is the 4, or no, this C, because we're moving to a 4 and like the 4 is sort of the root of the section, that makes this way better because that means the dominant chord, the dominant 7 chord, is usually, that's usually a 5th thing. That's usually a signature like 5/1 if you want to make your 5/1 more spicy. So it plays a dominant 7 on the C there because it knows it's going back to F, right? Which is, like, if we play this up here. That resolves us in a 5/1 fashion. That's cool. Okay, it does something a little bit different there. No, it's the same. Yeah, and then it goes back. So, that melody there is really simple. What is it? I love that so much. So we do like an inverted C here, or is F at, where's the G? Yeah, so we do this inverted F here, walking down it in the melody. And then we just move it down to do an inverted C. Then it moves to the 5 of the 5 that we moved to, which is D. This note's D. The 5 is G. Yeah. Then it steps up to be a 3rd for the C. And then adds a little dominant interval. And then I think it changes the melody the second time. Or Yeah. Yeah, we get that little stab there at the end before it goes back to 1. What is this xylophone? I just want to figure out what the xylophone part is here. Okay, so this is doing the same thing. It's just doing... It's doing just these inverted chords on F and C. And it's just running down the xylophone with that. So that's also just kind of falling down. The xylophone is also just sort of falling down and tracing those inverted chords, right? Just faster than the melody can do it. Yeah. It's very beachy, very relaxing, very, very beach resort vibes. I really like this. And it's so simple. I think that's something that always makes songs sound more happy and more fun, is if they're very simple. If they move around, because the thing about this is it doesn't have anything droning. It doesn't have like, you know, anything like big, long kind of like drones and spelled out chords and stuff. It's got a few voices. It's got a bass line doing fifths. And so it's got that bass line doing that. And it's got some melodies that also have harmonies in them. And just by virtue of all of those things, yeah, by virtue of just the harmonies and the bass moving around, just by virtue of those melodies having harmonies with them, it does all the harmonic work it needs to make it interesting. And it does a few cool extra things, like when it goes to the 4 and we start doing 4-1, it has the audacity to put a dominant 7 on the 1 chord. Because it knows that that's the 5 of the chord that is, you know, that's the 5 of the root for the section, even if it's not the root of the whole thing, right? That's fun. I really love that. It's very smooth, very relaxing. I think, you know, I like to say that I consider like rating things based on context, based on creativity. And I think the creativity of this is, it sounds very cliche, right? It sounds super cliche. This is a hanging out at the beach song. Or this is just like a chilling out on some dude's boat by the beach. Like, this thing, this is like, you cover the shop theme in most of the Zelda series now? Damn. Yeah. But this, in this instrumental context, and in this, like, just doing the notes that it does with the voices that it does, how it uses those sparingly but still spells out the chords and does some cool little interesting things. I would give this a 5 out of 5. I love this song. I love this iteration of the song. If there are, you say good news, you've covered the shop theme to most of the Zelda series. Are other Zelda shop game themes just other versions of the song? Because I probably haven't played much Zelda. Most of them. Okay. Yeah, so I guess this is the beachy take on the recurring Zelda shop theme. But either way, I love this version of it. I think the palette fits it extremely well. I think the vibe is really good for the game. It definitely, when I was playing Wind Waker, like there's that part where you go through that whole thing where it's nighttime and you go through that one whole island at night, like halfway, not halfway, like a little bit into the game, and then you go back to, what is the name of the, like Outset Island, the starting island? You go back to that and Beetle's shop is just kind of roving around. And I remember like going through that whole part of the game being like, huh, huh, and like getting back to that island and then Beetle's boat being there. That was just the first place I went just to hear the chill out music. Just being like, okay, okay, we can vibe for a little bit. Like that's, you know, that's my nostalgic memory of this song. Maybe it's my bias, but I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. Oh, thank you. Okay. Thank you to Mars for suggesting that one. That is Beatles shop theme from the Wind Waker. All right. All right. It's around 3:30. I'm going to take a short break. It's not going to be too long. I got like 3 more to go through, and I got to make sure I cut out early. So I'll be right back. You can take a quick break. Have the card and have what should we have? Oh, I know what to pull up. You can listen to it so I don't have to. I've returned. Okay. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the Malomart theme. I'll cover that one Monday. You'll be hearing more of it. Okay. I didn't, thanks. Well, that's unfortunate. because you'll be hearing it again. All right. Fucking okay. Hang on. There. All right. Hang on. Door. It's ajar. And it shouldn't be a jar. It's a fucking door. Okay. All right. What's next for real? For real, for real. Marco Mouse subscribed with Prime. Thank you so much for using your Twitch Prime subscription for me. I appreciate that so much. Ignore my ugly C-sharp chord. Okay. Next one up. Next one up. This was suggested by... Oh, Salvador is here. Welcome. You came at the perfect time. I was just about to get to your suggestion. So Salvador suggested for today's shop theme, Murmur of the Harvestman from The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Let's check this out, listening through all the way, once for vibes, and then again for analysis. Let's go. Wait, I've been here? Wait. Have you already sent shit in the chat? Did I just miss that? Was I just not looking at the chat enough? Oh, yeah, you were the first person here. Okay. That would explain it. I didn't have the chat up yet. Fuck. All right. I probably did notice you were here, and then... But when you say heyo, that makes me think you just showed up. Okay. Anyway. Let me restart that intro. Or I'll at least do this part. So, we're going to listen through once all the way for vibes, and then again for analysis. Let's go. Okay, so there's this like string loop that happens. We get this metal clanging. Rattly, almost. This little buzzy arpeggiating kind of thing. Ooh. Creepy backwards intervals. It's doing a lot with like reversed sounds and reversed reverb and stuff. And it doesn't sound like the chords are moving. There's like this bass that's just hitting one note over and over again. And that string melody, or that string loop, is just kind of continuing through it, right? Now we have a piano. Piano is very, like, it's like off rhythm in a very stable way. This is a vibe. That looks like the end of it soon. Yeah, this is cool. It builds in a really interesting way. Usually when you find a shop in the Binding of Isaac, you're like sitting around for a while, like contemplating like the, you know, weighing like the risk reward of different items to pick up. And I feel like that, this definitely, the way that it builds sort of like feels that complication. Because like if you're showing up and you see an item, you're going to grab it and leave. If you show up and you see an item that's, like, obvious, you're going to grab it and leave. But if you show up and you see, like, 3 items that are all, like, and you don't know which one to do, and you don't, and, like, you know, you have to, like, make a choice or something, you're going to sit around and you're going to, like, run laps around the dude until you pick one, right? And the longer that the song goes on, the longer that you're in there, the more and more, like, contemplative elements get added to it, right? And I think I don't know. That's just an interesting. That's just an interesting compositional, like, analogy, you could say. Okay, we're in D. You can hear that bass. Okay. That's not actually a string loop. That's a backwards piano. It's doing something like that, right? I think. And it's got this droning 7. And that pretty much stays there the whole time. These two elements are pretty much there for the long haul. That upper metal clangy thing that sounds like a specific Logic Sculpture Synth preset is also just doing octaves of D, which is the root. So it's not adding anything to the harmony. It's just reinforcing the D chord. That other one is doing a 7 though. That little shifty metal sound that comes in. Now we're on a 6. Oh, where'd it go? Yeah. And then it steps down to a 5. So it uses this as a passing tone, right? And there's this little dissonant kind of thing that happens there. Then the little metal thing in the background moves up to 2. Now it's on 4. What did it do there? There's another little flourish there that's kind of shifty, buried. Then we get another piano line added. I want to, before I figure that out, what's that little buzzy, like, that's also a D. So this track loves coming back to just the D root. I can hear those notes in that little rundown. Those are just more creepy, chaotic intervals, and it gives us a lot more of them here. Then we get this electric piano that comes in. Yeah, so we start... It jumps on an octave of D to start that, of course. Okay. It's doing something like that, where it's mostly just walking down the scale. It does that. Or no. Does that little thing where it steps down the scale and skips over the skips over the 4, I think. Oh, what was that? Ah, I heard like a low bass thing doing a 6. Just hitting a 6 right at the end there. I wish it did like a 6-7-1 there, but it's too ambient for that. This is a very simple track. So once that electric piano comes in, we get those backwards, like weird chromatic, accidental kind of motions. And all of that sort of, the high notes, those repeat and mostly the same as they did the first time around. Yeah. And that's basically all that's happening, right? Once it introduces that electric piano part, it just kind of continues with the other themes, or it just continues with the other elements that it's already built up and plays around with them a little bit more. This is cool. It's very simple and very contemplative. I really like that little electric piano part. And I really like that so much emphasis is put on spreading out that one note. If you want, like, this is a game where you need to be moving around a lot, all the time. in order to not die. And things are always hectic. You enter a new room and there's going to be a bunch of, you don't know what enemies are all going to be in there. And getting to like a place like the store, you have some time. Everything is static there, you know, unless there's a boss that pops out and fights you, which there's some trick shops that'll do that. Unless a boss like pops out and fights you. The shop's a pretty chill place to be, right? In the context of Binding of Isaac. And this, just only staying on the route the whole time, does a lot to communicate that, like, nothing's happening here. Listen, you can chill. You get reminders of, you know, the sort of creepiness just inherent to Binding of Isaac with the, you know, the sound palette that it's using and all of the weird reverse stuff that comes in and the little, you know, stuff that comes in up top that the upper voices are doing. And it all blends together. Obviously, it's all going to blend together really well and really effectively because it's all in the same goddamn route the whole time. It never moves from this chord. I do like this. I do like that downward motion. I love that electric piano part a lot. This is one of those things where my usual criticism of it could have done a little bit more, I feel like it would take away from this, right? Like, this sticks to its theme of, like, we're in D, and we're gonna make it interesting the whole time that it's in D, but we're not gonna scare you, you know? Like, that's what I get from this. There is a little bit of the latent tension and creepiness, which they managed to introduce just through upper voices over that unchanging D drone, right? And I think, I don't know, I really like this one. It works really well. I would give this one a 4. This is another 4 out of 5. Binding of Isaac, Rebirth, OST, Murmur of the Harvestman, Waxing Gibbous, 4 out of 5. Thank you to Salvador for that suggestion. That's that. With a different instrumentation, it could be on the Doom OST. I mean, yeah, possibly. Replace everything with MIDI guitars. Glad you liked it. I like hearing you do thematic analysis. I'm glad. I'm glad you suggested it. Let's see what else we got here. Kecleon's Shop from Wario Land. Or no, Kecleon's Shop, I'm sorry, duh. Kecleon's Shop from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Or Wario Land Shake It, the pirate shop. Sorry, I read both of those, like, in order. I read, like, both tabs, like, for some fucking reason. Okay. Kecleon's Shop from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Let's do that one next. I think that one might be fun. Explorers of the Sky. And then the Wario Land ones also. All of these are really short and really simple. And I'm liking that. I'm liking I picked that for today. Let's do Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Just make sure. Yeah, I'm gonna get through all of the ones without duplicates, I think. And then Monday I'll do my catch-up stream. So, Cosmo Comic in the chat suggested Explorers of the Sky. I just read text. So, Cosmo Comic in the chat suggested Kecleon's Shop from Explorers of the Sky. That's not the fucking... Hang on, one more. Take 3. Cosmo Comic in the chat suggested Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of the Sky Kecleon's Shop for today's shop theme. We're gonna... Again, I've never played any of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. I hear they're cool. I know a lot of people that like them and have good things to say. I've only played some of the mainline Pokemon games and also, like, Pokemon Stadium and Snap, and that's, like, it. So I'm pretty acquainted with, like, the Pokemon thematic elements, right? Let's see how many of those we can catch in this, or if it's just a different thing altogether. I'll judge it for what it is. We're going to listen through once the whole way through, just for vibes, and then again, starting and stopping and trying to figure things out. Let's go. Similar bass line to the Beatles shop that we listened to. This one's a little more swingy. I think is this also just doing a 1/5 chord motion? Yeah. I think this is also just giving us a 1/5. Ah. It's rising. Okay. This is fun. This is jaunty. That's a spicy chord. I like that. There's a lot of transitions in this one. Like a lot of little parts that like kind of throw some extra chords in and stuff. That sounds like the loop. So there's like a bongo sample that's following the rhythm of the bass line too. And there's this like hi-hat doing like a little syncopated thing. Also two harmonizing voices on the melody. And there's these little like pizzicato at the end of that, like sort of like to fill in the counter melody. And I like this section here, how it just keeps rising, then drops back down to 1. I like that. This will like start a transition and I'll think like, all right, back to the A section, and then it'll do something else and I'll think like, okay, now, and then it'll do something again and I'll be like, okay, please take me back to the A section. This is cool. It moves around a lot more. It starts out very static, but it moves around. It ends up moving around and has more sections than the other stuff we've listened to. So let's get into this. What key are we in? D. Cool. So the bass is just tracing up a D major chord. Yeah? And then hitting the 5 below it before it comes back up. And then what does it move to? I think it's 5. Yep, it's 5. And then it has this little tail here. Is that what it's doing? Ah, I think it's a chromatic step up. Is that what it's doing? Ah, it does this little... This 4 up to 5 to 1. Does it do that and then go back down? I'm wrong. That's a 4. Because that's the 5. Okay. So this just traces up the D major of the 1, and then it moves up to 4, and then does the same kind of pattern where it traces up the major chord and then goes back to 1. And instead of doing, okay, this would normally be like a kind of bluesy pattern, right? Where you start on 1 chord, and then you move up to the 4, and then you move back to it. But it actually stays on the 4 for as long as it stays on the 1. And doesn't go back to the 1 until the phrase repeats. Then again. Yeah. And then we move to 5. Ah, interesting. So I think we move up. That's cool. All right, so we move around and modulate a few times here. So we go up to 5. Take me there. Okay, and then this. And then we end, our 1 here is B flat now. Okay, and then we drop to here, and then we do this tritone 1 and end on a 5, and I think after this it goes, oh, it actually doesn't go back to A. It does this 4th thing, jumping to the 2 of where we were originally, and then up to the and then up to the 5. And it does the same thing there. Yeah, and then it goes back to 1. So we have a little bit of a, you know, kind of thing. That's a chordal motion, I believe. And that's where it loops. Okay, what's going on with the melody? Okay. Wow. Right? So that's a little fun, jaunty little melody here. We start on a third of the root chord. And we do this thing where we jump from the 5 to the 1. And then 7. And then climb down 5, 4, 3. And we do this little... You could count that as a sus4 motion, right? We're doing that. It's that. Little sneaky bit of sus. And I think yeah, then we move the whole thing up. To the 4 when we move to that. Just the same little jaunty melody. I think it's just transposed up, right? Okay, so then if we're... Yeah, when it moves chords, the melody actually modulates to the 4, to G major. Because it has this note here, this C natural, where D major would have a C sharp. So we've actually changed keys. That's cool. And then we do like a little chromatic walk down. You know? And then we do that. That little thing in the bass. And then we jump to the 5 here, while the melody does... does another little chromatic walk down to get to there. That's a cool little like harmonic thing they got going there. Ah. Wow. When it does this, it hits the C in the melody over the root chord. Or it hits the C in the melody over the bass. And then falls down to the third of it. to do that. Okay, so this moves to a note that isn't. I don't think we're in D anymore at all. I think when we moved to A, or I'm sorry, when we moved to G, we definitely went into G, key-wise. And when we moved to A, I think we might be in A now. Why can't I play A major? Okay. But in spite of that, in spite of like when we're in A there, we're already using accidentals and stuff outside of the key from the get-go. Like that note. This here is a tritone of the A. And then it does that. And then we move to a major 7 of that A, which normally would be a diminished chord. But we are hitting a 5 of it, right? I'm sorry. We are hitting a 5 of this chord. So we're just kind of modulating every time we change chords, it sounds like. And it does this. That's also. Anybody know what that's from? God. It's in a different key context here, though. Where does it go after that? And then it descends. lands on the root of the next chord. And you hear the bass do a little 1, 5, 1 as that melody finishes. And now we've moved up to B. And then it moves to... And it gets a little bit of this, like, minor sound here, hitting a minor third of this, here. Where does it have a C? Okay. Does this little thing here where it starts on the minor third of this C sharp here and just sort of moves up as the root moves up, right? Yeah. Ends on B flat here. So we have, that's wild because this section started on B, right? So and it speeds up as it goes through that. And the melody ends on the third of this B flat too. Yeah, and we get a little filler as it pedals on that B there. Yeah, and then it drops down a half step, and then that little... Yeah, and then it just has that one little stab before it does this. What is that thing there that it does? Did I hear the bass right? Yeah, so the bass is doing, but the melody is doing. they're both on either half step below the note that they both land, or they're both one half step away from the note they both land on, right? So we start, so the melody here is doing a 2. Then we land on that A. And this A lets us go to, this A is a 5 of the D that the song started with, and so we could just resolve by going back to D from here, right? But we don't. We get this little risey thing. And then I think it does that. What is the low voice? Is that what it's doing? I think. Oh, I was on the wrong route. So yeah, it does this. Yeah. That's just a stretched out E minor. And then it modulates this up. Yeah, and then we do the same thing. It modulates up, and it does the same thing. And then, after that, the percussion comes back. And this whole thing we just did is an A, D, right? Which lets it loop back into D, even though they take that percussion break. Yeah. What a fun, jaunty little melody. This is the most motion in one of these shop themes we've heard so far. It rivals that of the Did the Wii Shop theme move around a lot? I feel like it did. I feel like that one was really complex, if I remember. But this, what is cool about this composition to me is that it doesn't stay in one key and just move roots around. It'll change the key to whatever root is happening pretty much any given time, which is harder to wrap your head around when you're analyzing it. But, you know, I imagine you're always going to find, like, if you take the same thing and then you play it just in a different place, you know it's going to work because it worked in that last. You don't have to fight with the different intervals and moving things around. You can just transpose the whole thing somewhere else. And this does that a few times in a few different places. It has a lot of transitions that lead into the next thing that I think are kind of unnecessary, but they serve to draw out, you know, the flavor of the track. It's very happy-go-lucky. I love the melody. I like the stuff that the bass does. I do like that rising section, and I like how they managed to somehow in this rising section, when the bass is moving up, and it goes up to here and then like ends up going back down to B flat and resting on B flat. This is a 7 of where we started this section, right? Right? And usually if you have, like we do this to get to the 5 of that so we can drone on this, right? But usually when you start a scale on a note and you try to go up, like let's start here and let's just try to chromatically, wow. Right? That's tension, usually. Usually, when you end on a major 7 from like where you start in a section, it'll feel really tense. But the way that they do it and the way that they harmonize around it, it doesn't feel unfinished. It feels like it should land there. And I think that, and the way that they do that is by only chromatically walking up to here, which is a tritone of the note we started with, but a 5th of the note we're going to. And that's a cool little trick. Cool little trick they do compositionally. I like that. I would give this one, let's do, this is going to be another 4 out of 5. I'm going to say this is another 4 out of 5. I think some of the extra modulations and extra tails and stuff that they put on are a little bit unnecessary. I do like the effect that it creates through a lot of it, but this one I feel like it could be doing less for once. But yeah, that's 4 out of 5. Waxing gibbous for me. That is Kecleon's Shop from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of the Sky, suggested by Cosmo Comic in the chat. Thank you so much. It is 4:20. Blaze it. It's actually 4:19 today. It's 4:20, and there's one more song in here, and I have time for that. I have just enough time for one more song, it seems like. And as soon as I finish it, I'm going to cut out. If it's before 5, if it's like, you know, 4:40 or whatever, I'm cutting out. Sorry. Ugh. Let me just, Who's this other furry message? Oh, okay. I know who that is. All right. Okay. Okay. Last one for today. This is Wario Land Shake It. I should say who suggested it. I'll say the title first. All right, so last shop theme. Last shop theme for today is the Pirate Shop from Wario Land Shake It. This was suggested by Jasaris in the chat. Let's go through this, check it out. Once through for vibes, and then again for analysis. Let's go. Okay, we got some wah pedal going on right off the bat. Funky bass line. Disco-y kind of synths going. Okay. Electric piano. This is funk right here. This is some real ass funk. This grooves hard. I really like this part. Oh, that's satisfying. That almost sounded like a talk box. It's probably just wah automation. Both ears have a different thing going on, actually. It took me a bit to pick up on that. Okay. Then it loops. This is short and sweet. I like that. This is very funky. What key is this in? I feel like the bass is doing something like that, right? No, it's just stepping down. And we're in A. You ever notice that there's sort of like an adjacency to the keys every day that we do one of these theme days? And let me just... I just feel like there's always like things that are in the same sort of realm whenever there's like, not even when there's theme days, just like right now we've had songs that are in like G, D, and A all day. Like most of them have been like G, D, or A, either A major or minor. There was one in C. Like we've stuck to this arc with the shop music, right? There were some days where we were having a bunch of like C sharps and E flats and stuff like that. A flats every once in a while. There's a lot of B flat. B flat comes up a lot. Not today though. Well, it came up once today. All right. So we got. Yeah, so this is starting on a 5 of the 1 and then tracing back up the chord. And sometimes it moves up to the 7. Why does that say C diminished? That's clearly an A7. Get your shit together, computer. Okay, what is that little downward fill the bass does? Okay, what's happening melodically here? Or actually, is there a different section here? Yeah, then it sounds like we move up to 4. And then, so 4, 3, then 7, and then 1. Yeah, and then we sort of resolve onto D here. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. I shouldn't have done that. I accidentally hit stop recording. Okay. I gotta make this, make these buttons smaller. There we go. So, okay, what's happening melodically? So we start on a 4. We're doing something like that, where we have this 4 and this 2. And then it moves up to a 3 and 5 of the 1 chord as we land on it. Right? Yeah, and then we have this little upper synth here. Starting on the root, or actually it starts on the 2nd, which is the 5th of the note we start on. And then it traces this 5th. And then lands back on that A. Yeah. The one thing that doesn't fit here, this here is a tritone. But I think, I mean, there's a lower voice in the melody, right? Is there? Ah, interesting. It's not actually moving with it. I thought it was. Oh, there is totally like a... There is totally like, I think it's a fifth moving with it. Yeah. And that there is, it's got a little bit of an ugly clash there. But it works out. You can have one of your chords sound ugly if it's like in the middle of a descending progression. That's fine, as long as it resolves. Then we get... Wow. This thing where it bounces on the 4 here. Wait. Really? What? There we go. Okay. Yeah, we get that little thing where it bounces on the 4 and goes up to the 5 at the end. Okay, then it changes the second time. Yeah, and then it lands on the 3rd of that, right? Wow. Yeah. Very nice and satisfying resolution there. Okay. Does like a little chord there to fill out the actual chord. And then we move up. So now we're on the 4, now we're on D. All right, so when we move up to D here, this is the 4 basically. So we go 4, 3, and then 7, 1, I believe. sorry, I messed up. If this is 1, then this is 7, and then this is 4, and this is 5. So either this is doing a 4, 3, 7, 1, or it's doing a 1, 7, 4, 5. Very similar, either way you look at it. I'm pretty sure we're still in A. I've heard so much anime music, I was expecting it to go, you know, up to that, but it doesn't. It keeps it stable. Take me there, I want to hear the melody. What's the melody? I think it's that. Ah, it's backwards, okay. And this melody starts on a third of the D. You can see how it changes from no 3 to just D. And then steps down to hit the root of C. Then we get this little accent melody. I think that's an accidental too. Yeah. Let me hear this whole melody again. What is that third part? So, yeah, we land on a, that's a, what is that? A 6? We start on the major interval of this 4 chord. Very poppy kind of resolution there. No. Yeah. Yeah, and then that high synth takes over the second part. Then we do a little bendy. So, and then melody lands on the root. Yeah, and then we land back on D. There's this little line with that oi 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 kind of wah thing going. Just doing a 2 into 1. And then we just go right back into the A section. And that's that. That's the whole song. Yeah. So, this is funky. This is just straight up funk. It's got these, like, funk kind of guitar chord. I think they're actually electric piano stabs or clav stabs or something in the background with a wah on it. It's got, like, 2 parts, and they're both pretty cool. I like how it does. There's something very funk and very disco about that chord progression. You know, there's something cool about that. I like it. I love that. I love that line. I love all of the build up to it. I like the way that this moves around just between its 2 sections. All of the chords are very tasty. All of the motion it does, very tasty. Very funky. A lot of cool little bass fills and stuff. Nice rhythm. A lot of stuff kind of, you know, bashing the offbeat, and I like that. I think for this one, this one gets a 5 out of 5 from me. That's a 5 out of 5. Full Moon. That was Wario Land Shake It, the Pirate Shop. Thank you so much to Jasaris for suggesting that one. And that's my cue. That's my whole cue. And that's also my cue to leave. Anyway, thanks for coming to the stream. I will be back Monday. I'm going to go through a bunch of the miscellaneous suggestions that have been posted outside of the threads in the chat, and maybe Mallow Mart. Maybe I might do the Mallow Mart. Maybe I might do the Mallow Mart. Okay. Alliteration, 4x combo. Anyway, I got to go put this piano off to the other side of the room and get upstairs and eat. So I will see you all around. Thanks so much for stopping by. Have the card. I haven't been working on music too much. I haven't had, I don't have enough to post like a whip of the new thing I'm doing. But tomorrow night I'm gonna be recording more, and VIPs will be able to have something new in the chat. If you have the moon next to your name, just a friendly reminder, you can go in the Discord and you can see my VIP lounge where I post all of the works in progress as soon as I get mixes and get stuff tracked. So check that out. Is there anything else coming up today? Let's see. Or, not today. Is there anything coming up this month? I don't think so. I don't think, I mean, as far as stream goes, tomorrow's 420. You can celebrate that if you wanna. I'm probably not making any 420 plans this year. What else? Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing that's happening. Nothing happening for the rest of the month. So Monday may be my last stream of the month. I'm gonna take a week off so I can do some work on some other things and gear up for a return. I don't know if I'll be streaming at the start of May. I got some things to figure out, but also I need to fix this ticker at the bottom. I just noticed. Is this? Ah, yes. Hang on. Let me fix this ticker right now before I go. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 2 p.m. Why is it gone now? There we go. There we go. That's good. That's fine now. All right. Thanks so much for stopping by. See you Monday. Good luck out there. Keep climbing. Do not look down, etc., 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 etc. Actually, wait. Who's streaming? Who can I raid? Live notifs. Proxy? I think Proxy's live. Yeah, let's go raid Proxy Glitch Cat. Let's do that. They're playing, I believe, a handheld Resident Evil game. So, topical. Raid message. Send the one more emote if you got it. Ready? Ready? Are you ready? Are you unable to raid Proxy Glitch Cat? Wait, why? Hang on, let me restart my Twitch manager. Okay, yeah, we're going. Raid time. Hop in. Hop in, fuckers. We're going raiding. Post the one more emote. That's our raid message. Here we go. Say hi to Proxy.